Deputy Prime Minister Freeland, recent data from the food banks in Canada reveals a stressing trend, a significant rise in food insecurity across the country. Nearly 2 million visits to the food banks across Canada last March, up 32% compared to the prior March of 2022. Moreover, according to the report, 1/3 of the food bank's users were children, representing more than 600,000 food bank visits this month or that month. The survey finds the main reasons for using a food bank are the cost of food, housing costs, and low wages. Given this concern, I'll move on to another question here to save time. How does this legislation aim to break the cycle of food insecurity, particularly in communities where it coexists with housing challenges? What measures are being taken to ensure that the benefits of this bill reach diverse populations, including marginalized or vulnerable communities, Indigenous peoples, and those in remote or rural areas? And a second part to that question is, how does the government plan to measure success and impact of Bill C-56? Is the baseline data established as at today or pre-COVID? And would pre-COVID be considered the benchmark? And how long before the optimal results will be reached?
Okay, well, that is a very important but complicated question with many different parts. So let me just start by saying, Senator, thank you very much for asking the question and for starting by talking about the most vulnerable among us. There is a food bank just at the end of my block that is run by my church, and I see the lines are longer, and it breaks my heart. And I think that it breaks the heart of everybody here, and it should. So thank you for focusing our attention on it. And I'm going to start by saying C-56 will help all Canadians. It will help the most vulnerable among us, but it is not the end of the story. There is a lot more we need to do and that we are doing. Since we're talking about C-56 specifically, I'll say a couple of things quickly. First, you're quite right to say that a key element in the life of a person, of a family, and whether you can afford your life or not, is whether or not you have affordable housing. That is very, very often the most expensive part of people's lives. And that's why we have such a focus on having more affordable housing for all Canadians. We do believe a big part of the answer is supply, supply, supply. And that's why you see measure after measure, week after week focused on that. That's going to help everyone, including the most vulnerable.
Madam Minister, we have to move on to the next senator.